Hello everybody, I'm back again. We are going to make some cherry cheesecake pastry. Okay, I got this puff pastry at Kroger's and we're going to try it out. And I got the oven on 400. Kind of in the mood to do this before I forget about this and it goes bad on me. So we're going to roll this out. It's puff pastry. This was a cheaper brand at Kroger's, so we'll see how that works. Should be all right. Let's see if I can get you better where you can see better. Okay. Let me get a knife. I have been going to make these all week. Let me turn this around so you can see what we're doing better, since this is up. Now, I'm going to take this and cut it into sixes, or you can do more. You can do them smaller, okay? So let's do 6 first. Cut it in 6 pieces here. Let's see. Let's try and think how I was going to cut it. I might do them a little smaller. And then we'll just cut them down this way. There we go. Now, we're going to lift these up a little bit. Separate them just a tad bit. This is an easy, I seen this on YouTube. It was supposed to be a copycat for Starbucks Danish. We'll see how it works for me. I believe I watched Penny's 2 Cents do it. I give credit where credit is due. All right, now with this, let me set this off to the side for a minute. We take 8 ounces of cream cheese, and I don't usually let mine sit out because I forget about it sometimes. And one time over at the other house, I made an entire cheese ball for you all, and it had been sitting out, and I put it back in the refrigerator and it was sour. So I don't let it sit out anymore, and it sit out for a little while. So anyway, I just put it in the microwave. It said put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. Stir it up there good. And so we're just going to stir that up. 30 seconds seems to do the trick. And of course, we're going to put a little bit of sugar in that. About 1/4 cup sugar. You don't need a mixer if you put it in the microwave for a few minutes. No, a few seconds, 30 seconds. Don't say a few minutes, Pam. They'll do it a few minutes. Okay. That's simple. Okay, now we want to take a, let me get my fork. We'll set this aside. And then we will bring this back over. And in the middle of these, we are going to poke holes down the long way. Straight down the middle. And that is what they said causes it to hold the cream and not puff up in the middle like that so much. So that's what we'll do. And another thing is, we have to leave a little around the edges. So that's what we're going to do. And I noticed these two are smaller, so we will try to do a little bit less than them. Just take your cream cheese, put right in the middle where them holes are. Now you can use as little as much as you want, but this will fill one flat of your dough. I should have got a smaller. That's not going to be enough. Well, it's because I cut them in more. But we'll improvise that. We'll take a little off of this one and put it on that one. How's that? I think my eyes is bigger than what I was supposed to do anyway. How many knows the more cream the better. We'll just put some of that on there and some of that on there and share. Don't need all that cream on one. There's a big bunch there. I put too much on one. I'm known to do that too. Okay, now. All right, now we'll just spread this right down the middle. That way it'll even out. That's going to have a bunch in it. Let me move you over somewhere else. Now, the one I seen do these did not put filling on them, but I'm going to, because I used to make kolaches, and I always put filling in the middle of the kolaches with the cream cheese. And I need to make them again sometime. They're time consuming, but they sure are good when they're done. You can ask Paula Grisby that. She used to take them to her daddy. All right. Now, going to put the cherry on. This is just cherry pie filling from the Dollar Tree. So, one thing about the Dollar Tree canned cherry pie filling, it does have a lot of cherries in it. I will say that. So let's just fill the middle that down with cherry pie filling. I could have used blueberry, but I didn't feel like taking the blueberries out of the freezer when I had this in there already made. Someone made it for me. The store did. Make some nice cherry cream cheese Danish. Well, that one I got deprived right here. My goodness. Now we're going to have that oven on 400. There, I think that's good. Okay, now we're going to take, let me show you real close so you can see. Just needed something a little sweeter today. Of course, I am drinking my tea with hardly any sugar in it. Y'all, peach tea. That's what that is. Take an egg, crack that egg. I hope my little friend up to where Mary Lou works is watching. She said she watches the videos. And then we're going to take just a tad bit of water, not much. Tad bit is like that. Barely. You don't even have to put water in it. But since I put it out there, I thought I'll use it. Just take and mix that up. This will make your pastry shiny, and when it turns brown and cooks. We're going to take this. We're going to go all around the edges. That's why I got this one, because it's smaller and it'll go around the edges. So you're just going to go around your edges of your pastry with your egg mixture. This will be a good treat to make if somebody's coming and you need to do something quickly. I was going to do this with my sister Tootie, Diana, but we haven't got to get together yet. So I'm going to go ahead and do them. We'll do something else. Well, we went up to see her, but we wasn't there long enough to really do anything like this. We just surprised her. We like surprises. This is a fun little thing to do if you want to do it and have something quick, or you want to do it with your grandchildren, which I will probably do this with mine. The last thing I did with a grandchild was JC, and we did the pepperoni and cream, or the cheese and cream cheese. Them were very good low carb snacks. This is not. We're just going to keep basting that on there. We're almost done with that. You can see that yellow egg. I have never ever worked with puff pastry. In all my years, I've never worked with puff pastry. I've tried to make it myself, and it's a job. I'd rather buy it in a store. We'll see how this Kroger brand does. Okay, we got them all doodled up there. Well, get out of there. And here we go. We're going to put these in the oven. You got your cream cheese in the middle with a little bit of sugar. Imagine you could do it without it. In your cherry pie filling, blueberry pie filling, strawberry. I like strawberry. I probably like to do strawberry better. So, anyway, raspberry, any kind you want. We'll put these in the oven for, I think 15, we'll check them in 15 minutes. We'll check them in 15 minutes and see how they are doing. Which I have a mess now I got to clean. We'll be back in just a few. While we're waiting on these puffs to get done, I want to tell you a little funny. Last night, my granddaughter, JC, went to church with me. And anytime she goes to church with me, she sits right there and listens to every song, every word said. She hardly moves if it's just to get something, you know, that one of her things she brings. Well, last night, I discovered that she brought a little egg, a real egg, and it was not boiled. She had to bring that egg. And her mommy said she had to bring that egg. And I said, please, Jacelyn Rain, please do not drop that egg, because I don't want to clean that slimy egg up off of our carpet or something like that. I said, you take real good care of that egg, okay? And she said she would. Well, Gracie at our church made these crocheted little tiny blanket things, and JC got one of them, and they were just on the chairs, you know. She got one of them, and she wrapped that little egg up. Wrapped it all up in that crocheted little tiny blanket, and sit there and held that egg while she listened to the preacher preach, Pastor Dave preach. And she never hardly moved holding that egg. And I kept looking over at her, and I thought, I think she thinks that egg is going to hatch. And so I never said nothing, because I don't want to break her heart that it wasn't going to hatch just that quick. Anyway, she sat there and held that all the time she was there, except I think once or twice she put it over to the side and covered it up so she could go down, and she had some things down there she was supposed to be playing with, but she didn't really play. And so she'd get back up and hold that egg, and she took such good care of that egg. I believe if it was any other kid, that thing would have been busted in no time. But she obeyed Grandma, and she took good care of that egg. And you know, that egg made it back home with her without getting busted. It didn't get busted in the car. She wanted one of them little blankets that Gracie made at our church, and like crocheted little shoulder things or lap things. And I told Effie, I said, Effie, you think she'd care if JC got one or two of these? She said, well, no. I said, I think it'd make Gracie feel good that JC wanted, you know, one of her little blankets to put her egg in. So she got her little blanket, and she carried that egg out to the car, and we went through McDonald's, and she got her something out there to take home with her. And that egg made it home. So I wanted to tell you that little story. I'd never seen a kid bring a raw egg and nurture it like she did. So anyway, that's just a funny little story I'll never forget that I wanted to tell y'all. She was so serious about everything in church, just everything. She sat there and listened to every word, every song, and she held that egg like it was a precious little stone or something, like it had a baby or something in it. So she was very tenderly and carefully with that egg. Okay, here we are. Just got them out of the oven. I noticed the Kroger did not pop up as much as the other, but it could have been me. You know, I don't know. Never made them before. So here we are. want to show you. There they are. Now, the other one the lady did on YouTube puffed up real big. And I don't know if it's because I put the cherry on it, but that's okay with me. It's still puff pastry. But anyway, here's the little ones. They're just the right size, really. Anyway, wanted to show you what we got here. And it's easy to make. They were in there about 22 minutes. There we are. I'm going to let this cool off, and guess what I'm going to do? Yep, that's what I'm going to do. You got it right. Anyway, God bless you all until the next time. Have a great evening.